What's the most that you've ever done in a month?
130 it was. 130 grand.
As a young dude, an entrepreneurial dude, bringing people in that are building your baby, what is letting somebody go like when they don't necessarily deserve it?
It's doing the work that's the most important thing.
The work's never even that hard either.
It's not. It's actually not. Because, bro, like, it's completely not. Think about it. Like, you very quickly reach a point where you're like, why do I need to make more money? It's like, I can live in Dubai, I can do the cool shit. Like, all right, yeah, do I want to massively increase my earnings so I can, like, buy a villa here or buy a yacht? And it's like, is that really going to do that much for me? Don't know, really.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the Gooms Podcast. 90% of you guys are actually not subscribed, so please make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn the bell notifications on so you can get notified every time we release a podcast. Enjoy the episode. Vamos.
Vamos, vamos.
Hey, bring us motherfuckers in, man.
It's going to be a different tone from last episode. I was really fucking ill, man.
Were you, yeah?
It was horrible.
The reincarnation of Harambe, man.
I feel bad for our guest because I couldn't even give bro my full energy. Like, I turned up and I was like, ooh, like, I just had to turn up. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to the Gooms Podcast, man. We've got a big guest on today, Ciaran. We met the other day on a yacht, so it was a pleasure to meet him. He's up to some really interesting things. So yeah, man, introduce yourself. Let everybody know a little bit about you.
Yep. So appreciate you having me on, boys. So my name's Ciaran. I run an e-commerce marketing agency. So we essentially take 7-figure e-commerce brands, scale them to 8 figures with content, ads, and growth consulting.
Motherfucker just said 7-figure businesses, take them to 8 figures, and that's what we do.
Can I ask you something? I was curious about the other
day. Man.
I think it was on the taxi on the way here. Have you worked with any brands that like we'd know? Like big brands?
Big brands, not so much. So brands like Nike and shit, they would usually have massive in-house team or whatever, right? So we would usually work with 7-figure-ish brands. Brands that you may know, do you know Drew Barrymore? No. Actress, so she's a bit more of the older generation might know her, but an actress, she was the girl in E.T.
Okay.
If you've seen E.T.
Yeah.
She was a little girl in E.T. But yeah, she has a beauty brand. So we work with her beauty brand, Flower Hair Tools. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
And how did you get into this space? Like, what was I want to know how it started, because to get into an agency space, I feel like now is very like, not normal, but it's like idolized by a lot of people that are doing very well.
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong, but you've been doing this for a minute, right?
Yeah, been doing this for 3 years.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. So, okay, what were you doing before and how did you transition into the business?
Yeah, so pretty long story really, but essentially I was at university and I was studying triple language and business. At the end of the degree, I decided I want to go and study medicine, and I was going to do graduate medicine, but I couldn't get a second loan because I already had a loan. So I thought, I'm going to need to pay for this, right? So I'd already tried a little bit in online business in the past, but nothing really. I was too busy partying at uni and stuff like that. So then that's when I kind of went back to it. A friend of mine knew Facebook ads. He gave me the login to his course. It was a course by Jordan Platin. Started going through that. And then I was like, oh, this is pretty cool, actually. I like this business model. Let's run with it. And then pushed it super hard there. Was getting up at 4 a.m. every day at uni. So I could work on the business for 5 hours before lectures. And then ended up loving the business so much that I just thought, no, I'm gonna stick with this, and didn't go ahead with medicine. Yeah.
Dope, man.
Yeah.
And was that was the start of the 3 years ago?
Yeah, so that would have been the start of 2021.
Cool.
So just under 3 years.
Yeah. Dope, man.
Yeah. Thank you, man. Yeah.
And is it just you? Have you got business partners? Do you have, how's the business set up and structured?
Yeah, so it was always just me, solo founder. Still technically am, but I have my COO on profit share. So he's basically partner level now. Brought that in recently. And then there's 9 of us in total right now. So we did have a few more, but with ChatGPT and stuff like that, we optimized stuff, realized we didn't need a few people. So yeah, we're now 9.
Motherfucker's got the cut, man.
That's business, right?
The software is crazy, bro.
What type of people did you replace with ChatGPT?
So mainly on the scripting side. So when we are creating ads, we had people on the scripting side, and we realized that with ChatGPT plus training up our editors a lot more to be a bit more T-shaped and well-rounded instead of just editing, they're a bit more marketing minded. That gave as good results as having scripters.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah.
This stuff's it's crazy, bro.
Yeah.
It's crazy. And if you put in the correct prompts to this thing, bro, like, you can get it to do some amazing stuff.
Bro,
like,
it's so good. It's so good. Man, I use it all the time now. So I made it a thing when it came out. I was like, right, I'm going to stop using Google. Because I would Google everything. I'd be like, what's this? Like, all, random stuff would be like, how does this work? Or whatever. And I'd Google it. But when you Google something, you then have to filter through the information yourself and come up with your summary. ChatGPT can basically just massively fast track that, because you can just ask it the question. It will summarize hundreds of articles for you in one quick thing, and then you can make your decision. So I have it on my bottom bar on the iPhone. Anytime I need to Google something, I'll just go on ChatGPT, ask it a question. And bro, I'll ask it like life questions as well.
Well, give me an example of a life question you'd ask ChatGPT.
Like, I'd be like, I don't know, let's say like the direction I want to go in business, or like even like relationship stuff. If I'm thinking something through, I'll be like, wonder what ChatGPT would think of this, right? And I'll go Google it and see what it says.
My man's the guy, he speaks to the AI thing on Snapchat, a little chatbot.
I don't actually use Snapchat.
No, it's basically like a BTEC version of ChatGPT, but it's on Snapchat for people that kind of just feel a bit lonely and want to
say
speak to
that,
someone.
but I think it actually probably does the same stuff, to be honest.
It's probably similar.
Bro, it probably is just ChatGPT.
Probably just not.
Probably just fucking API.
Yeah.
Probably is.
Yeah, bro. It's
Do you know what I
crazy.
mean?
When did you right? Okay, some of that I wanted to go into with the business is like, when did you sign that first client? When did you actually start making money from a business? So you did it to basically fund university.
Yeah, that was the plan.
Yeah.
So when I started, I remember calling up. So what a lot of people do when they start is kind of just start with like a random niche, right? And you just pick something at random and they run with it. So I remember I was calling up all types of people. I was calling up chiropractors, physiotherapists. At one point, it was COVID, so I was like, lots of people are dying. Funeral homes are gonna be busy. I'm gonna see if I can market for funeral homes.
That's been a market.
Yeah, obviously didn't work, right? Because what kind of ads would you run, right? I don't know, like buy one get one free.
Is your dad dead?
Yeah.
We can get you a casket.
Yeah, right. Not really good. Not the best type. So I ended up then thinking, right, okay, this isn't working. How can I leverage something that I have, right? Because basically what I was doing was I was going against people who had a boatload of case studies, really good branding. They knew exactly what they were talking about, and they sounded professional when they got hopped on a sales call, right? I was the opposite. Didn't have a clue what I was talking about. Didn't know anything about what I was doing. If I hopped on a call, I'd fumble it, and I just didn't know anything. So I was like, I can't compete in that game. So I was like, how can I compete? So I ended up looking at what I had, and what I had was languages, because I was studying triple language at uni, and the culture side as well, because I'd spent 6 months living in Colombia and I'd loved Latin America and that side. So I was like, cool, I'm going to leverage that. So the first client I then signed was a language course seller. So someone who sold courses about teaching languages and stuff like that. And the second client that I signed was a language learning app. And they were an 8-figure business. They were
Lingos, I mean...
Duolingo. Not Duolingo, no.
I was going to say
but a competitor to Duolingo, yeah.
Right, okay.
And they were an 8-figure business. So to sign those as my second client was pretty unheard of, really, to do something like that. But that's because I leveraged those unfair advantages that I had. And then that client was really the one where I really learned ads, because I ended up taking them from spending $0 to spending 50 grand a month profitably on ads on Facebook. And that was because I was doing all of it for them.
So what does an 8-figure business as your second client pay the kid in uni that's trying to do a side hustle?
So my first client paid me £1,500 a month. That second one.
And you were buzzing as well, right?
Oh, mate, yeah. So I remember I was with my girlfriend at the time, signed this client. It was a Friday night when I signed him and they came on board. Ran downstairs. I was like, just signed my first client. Oh, buzzing. And then I was probably excited for like 5 minutes. And then I was like, oh shit, like now I have to deliver on what I've just promised.
Yeah. Right.
And I was like, oh fuck. It's like the whole weekend I was just like stressed, like fuck, like what are we gonna do? Because we were like, the onboarding call was like Monday or Tuesday. So thankfully I had the weekend to like prepare, but I was like, fuck, what are we gonna do? What's the plan? How am I gonna speak to this client? Because I've never done anything like that before. So yeah, it was a funny.
Did that call go?
Super well, actually, yeah, super well. I think like the big leverage of doing it the way I did it was, you don't need, if you're trying to compete with case studies and all that stuff when you don't have it, you then have to hop on the call and still look like an expert and still be this, you know, you have that imposter syndrome. Whereas I didn't, because I basically was open and I was like, yeah, look, I'm new to this. I really love languages, love what you're doing. I've been studying this and I want to help you. So there wasn't as much pressure. Obviously, still needed to get results, but there wasn't a huge pressure of like, I'm a massive expert. Do you know what I mean?
Sometimes that personal relationship that you can have with a client really benefits you though as well.
Massively.
But sometimes it can be a massive detriment.
Yes.
So you kind of got lucky in the sense of they probably liked that approach, which is why they kind of went forward with you. You trialed and errored, learned your skill set, and then applied it to 2, 3, 4, 5, 10. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Exactly.
But yeah, man.
Yeah.
That's dope.
Yeah.
I want to ask you about your switch, because you're originally from
Manchester.
Yeah,
UK.
And you now country hop, but are mainly based here in the UAE, right?
Yeah, in Dubai. Yeah.
I want to know about that transition, because hopefully, I think one day most business owners in the UK have the dream of coming out here and having a tax bill which is significantly less.
Yeah. 0. Can't really beat
good
it,
weather,
right?
good restaurants, good bars, good people, good mindsets, all of that stuff. So what's that transition like for future us and for the people at home that could probably be considering it as well?
Yeah, so I can talk a bit about like the actual, what it looked like, the actual setup and how that works. And I can talk about how it's actually been for me personally, from a personal standpoint, right? So in terms of the setup, it was very smooth for me because my business was fully online and remote anyway. So I was in the UK and was paying quite a lot of tax. It's 25% corporate tax, and then anything over 50 grand a year dividends is like 35% or something. So it was quite a lot with those two. Team was fully remote. We only had one team member in the UK, all the team member all over the world. And I knew I was going to be out of the UK anyway. So I was like, why am I paying all this tax? Dubai also looked super cool. And I was like, cool, yeah, let's set up there, right? So if you want to get the first level of like tax certificate to basically be a tax resident here, you have to just spend 90 days of the year here. So I was like, that's pretty chill. That's not super restricting. And in terms of the setup, super easy. Just got a company to help set me up, paid like 5 grand, 6 grand maybe for like the full setup, which when you compare it to the tax savings is huge. And then super smooth. Now we actually have gone a level further. So we have the UAE company, which is like our main company, and that's what gives me residency here. So I have personal tax residency here as well. We also have a US LLC.
What's that?
So a US company.
Right.
The US company...
Oh, sorry, US LLC.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
I was thinking in Dubai, what's that?
Yeah, no, not in Dubai. So separate in the US, right? Yeah. And so the way that acts is it's called a pass-through entity. So any profit that's earned in that business isn't taxed in the US.
You own it here.
It's taxed to whoever owns it. And because I own it, there's 0% tax. Now, there's some caveats to that. We can't have US team members or contractors, things like that. But all of our clients are in the US, and that's completely fine. And the reason we have that is we have access to the US banking system. So we have US Stripe to bill our clients. We operate in USD anyway, so it's just way smoother, less conversion fees, all that kind of stuff. So that setup together works super well for us, yeah. Sick,
bro. And like, obviously, you're 3 years into your business from wheel one. Everything you've just said sounds like really mind-scrambling to me. And it was to me as well. It's a bit daunting, like especially on your own.
Yeah.
How do you go from just that kid in uni that's trying to make a quick bucks to pay off his second loan or whatever to having companies here, there, moving, making the jump, and working with international clients? Like, what's that like, bro? And what was that for you personally?
Yeah. So I'd say there's two main parts to it. One is just fucking doing the hard work. Like, it's just like I basically just locked myself in a room for like 2 years straight and barely left. Nothing social, didn't really have many friends. I was living with my girlfriend, and that was like the main social that I got. Even family, didn't really see much family. For pretty much like 2 years, without really knowing what it was, I basically did monk mode, right? Everyone sees monk mode on Iman Gadzi and stuff like that. Without really knowing what it was, I basically did that for 2 years straight, right? And that sacrifice is necessary. Now, live a cool life in Dubai, but I'm still like especially on social media, it looks like all I do is have a great time, but like that's like 10% of my life. 90% is just sat in this room here, grinding away, or in the coffee shop, grinding away, or whatever, right? So that's one side.
Gets like that, bro. We get that as well, bro. We've been here and we get people saying, oh, you man are killing it and keep doing this and that. But like, bro.
Yeah. No, it's grind.
It's tough, man.
It is, yeah. But that's social media, right? And that's the part that like not many people see. And I'm trying to like get that in social media. So like, do you know what I mean? Because I don't want to paint an unrealistic picture for people. But it's hard, right? Like, because, you know, if you sat working, there's no one there taking a picture.
It's also the stuff
right?
that people ignore as well.
Yeah.
You driving a supercar is going to be like share, story.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, yes, bro.
Yeah,
always believed in you.
Yeah.
But you sat at your desk, it's going to just be next.
Yeah,
there's some titties. Do you know what I mean? I'll engage in that instead. Like, that's just how people's brains work.
Yeah, it is, man. It is.
They don't want to see that little shit. They don't want to see the shitty stuff.
Exactly,
and us on a desk, on a laptop, is the shitty stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
But you said you were going to tell us about the logistics of moving the business over here, and then your personal. What's the personal? What was that move like? Yeah,
so for me personally, it wasn't too difficult because I've done a lot of traveling in the past. So before I went to uni, I traveled for 2 years. So I went all around Southeast Asia, Colombia. A lot of that was solo. So I already had a lot of experience kind of upping and moving my life. So it wasn't anything drastic, right? So in terms of that side, it wasn't too bad. When I first came to Dubai, I thought I wouldn't like it. I was like, it'll do. I'll spend 90 days of the year there and probably get sick of it and leave. I thought it would be super flashy. I thought it'd be really fake. I thought I wouldn't like it. But the more time I've spent here, I absolutely love it. It's so sick. Like the best thing about Dubai is the people. Because everyone here is something stupid, like over 90% of the population of Dubai are not from Dubai. So everyone's expats, but everyone who comes here for a reason. Whether they have a business and they're coming here because of that, or even if they just have
dreams,
a normal job. Someone with a normal job here, so let's say a teacher, right? What society would say is a normal job. The teachers here do not have the same mindset as the teachers back home because they've decided to leave home and come here to look for something better. So everyone's got that about them. Everyone's hungry. They want to better their life. It's sick. It's a cool spot.
And that's just the environment that like people like us just thrive in, bro, innit?
Yeah, man, exactly.
Everyone around you is like just like at it and they're doing something else.
Yeah.
And, I mean, Tate says it. If I'm living in a house with 5 guys, I'm the 5th guy, and I walk downstairs and 4 of them are doing 1,000 push-ups. I can't do 1,000 push-ups.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? So like, if your next door neighbour's closing something, and then your friends close something, then you're doing this, and then like you have to. You're gonna either get left behind, or you're gonna put in the work and do it. It's like that just constant cycle of growth and next and next.
100%. Yeah, and I mean, I don't know about you guys, but for me, the whole thing of you are the sum of the 5 people that you spend your time with, that is so true for me. If I go home and I start, chilling with people who are not really doing anything and they just kind of watch TV all day and they want to go out drinking all the time, I see myself start to come down at like that tempers. Whereas out here, I'm so much more on it. Yeah. And so it's so important. It's so true.
Who are those 5 people? For
me here, so 2 lads especially, or 3 lads really, but who I say 2 because I lived with 2 of them when I came here. So there's 2 of them are co-founders of a business. So it's like 2 other businesses. And they're very similar businesses to mine. We're at a similar revenue level and we work with very similar clients. So we kind of grew our agencies at the same time. And they're like my best friends now, right? So I've lived with them. We openly share everything. Like there's no... Like we'll find something that works super well in the business and we're like, yo boys just found this, like use it.
There's no competition.
No competition. Lovely, we send clients to each other. Even one of us actually technically are competitors, but there's still no competition because like the industry is so big.
It's food for everyone.
Yeah, food for everyone, man. So if you can help each other, like it's such a no-brainer.
Yeah, so them 2, you have a special woman in your life?
I do not. I am single. Yeah.
Single and ready to mingle with them biceps or what?
Single and ready to mingle, but if someone can actually lock me down, I'm notoriously hard to lock down because like I work a lot, right? And then at the minute I work 6 days a week. So if I then maybe have a Saturday night and then a Sunday free, I'm like, okay, do I want to spend it on a date with someone that I don't really know, or do I want to spend it with the boys scheming about how we can grow our businesses? And I'm like, So a lot of the time that would take precedent. So like girls. Like, I think it's important to have feminine energy in your life. So I have a lot of friends who are girls, and I get a lot of that. Like I enjoy being a man, and I enjoy...
Wait 1 minute, what do you mean friends that are girls, though? Actual friends?
Actual friends. But I enjoy being a man. So, for example, like, if we go out, I'm not going to open the car door for you and be like, oh, man, get in. I'm not going to pay for your bill. I'm not going to, like, do whatever, right? I'm not going to treat you like that. Whereas with my friends who are girls, I would. And it's nice to have that feminine energy and to have that. Yeah. But yeah, I wouldn't have time for like for a relationship right now, especially because I travel all the time.
You say that, but if it was the right woman, you'd probably make time. It'd have to be someone that would come into your life and kind of like accepts that you live this
smile,
crazy
that
busy life.
smile. He's scheming something. I don't know what it is.
No, yeah, you're right. Yeah, I'm not against it, but yes, it would have to really fit what I want. Because for me, like the mission is so important. Like the mission is number one. So it would have to really be, yeah.
What's the next target for the mission?
So we're growing the business, but we've reached a point in the business where we are at a bit of a fork in the road. So that is kind of what we're trying to figure out. Big thing for me is definitely like personal brand side. So that's why that's why I'm hopping on podcasts like this and stuff like that, right? I could be sat here grinding away, working on a system in the business or whatever on my laptop, but I'm starting to get myself out there, starting to get a lot more on podcasts. So that is definitely an important side for me. That's like the next step that I want to focus on as well. And also like looking at other options. So I think a lot of people just blindly stay in the one thing that they're in. And maybe that's like a personality type. Like I do like exploring other things. I do like it. But I think there's a huge benefit to that in that like you don't know. Like right now I've been in this for 3 years.
Huge benefit in what? Tunnel vision or exploring?
In exploring. Yeah. Because right now I've been in this for 3 years. Probably not going to be doing this thing in 10, right? So exploring other options, seeing what you're good at, seeing what you enjoy, seeing what benefits come from different options, I think is such a no-brainer. And I think that if you just stick in one thing and don't go outside it, you miss so much potential opportunity.
I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, bro, but the way that I see what you've just said and take that is that this is a machine to get liquid, which will allow you to have the freedom to go into something that you truly love from and build wealth.
Yes. Yeah, I completely agree. Like, I love the agency. I love running it. It's so sick.
Would you sell it? Is that the plan to sell it? Or
eventually maybe, but to be fair, when we've looked into it a lot, from the stories that I've found, selling an agency is notoriously difficult because it's quite an unstable business model. And what can often happen is you'll go to sell it and you'll have a really shit earn-out clause. So what that means is when you sell a business, there'll usually be some kind of earn-out, which is where, if I want to buy your business, I'll say, cool, let's say your business does whatever, 2 million a year. I will only buy it if you can come to me with a plan of how it can go to 10 million over the next however many years. And then I'll say, all right, cool. I'm going to give you 50% of the money now and the other 50% when we hit the 10 million, and you're going to work in the business for the next 2 years and you're going to take it to that 10 million and then you'll get your other 50%. And so if you look at it like that, it's like, right, if I'm going to grow it to 10 mil anyway, should I just fucking grow it to 10 mil anyway and then hire someone else to come and just take over the business? And yeah, the business profit might drop because they might not do it as well as me, but like overall you probably make way more money. Yeah. And then still have the asset at the end.
And it's a passive income as well then.
Yeah.
You've got someone that's just overlooking and you're here, there and everywhere.
Yeah, exactly. So don't know. Right now, loving running it. It's sick.
That's just me being curious, bro, and just trying to pick your brain.
Have you got in your head what you want to do next? At all?
What I want to do next, not exactly. So the main focus for me in the business now is building a team of absolute legends that are unbelievably good at what they do. When we have that, which we do now, but still it's always the focus, right? On the culture side as well. Like you want to get legends, but you also want to eke the most out of them by making the best culture that you can, right? Once we have that, we can do whatever we want. So we're kind of talking internally, cool, yeah, do we want to maybe set up a brand ourselves? Do we want to start a consulting program for other businesses? Do we want to really push the agency and become the absolute best in the industry? There's lots of different options that we're looking at.
When you've got that team, all of those things become more possible, right?
Yeah, you can do whatever. You can do whatever. Exactly.
That's one thing that like me and H really aspire to have long term, is to have, you know, the Represent boys.
Yeah.
We always refer to them when someone says like, what's the vision of like the business in the future?
Yeah.
And like just the fact that they walk in, they've got their big unit.
Yeah, you're right, man.
He's still, listen, we've got 95% H, isn't it? 95%.
I'd say about 90.
Yeah, well, you were saying how you were ill on the last one.
Oh, bro, I was horribly ill. Yeah. I had a tough like 3 days, man. Like for me to not train, like I don't have rest days. I just get up and train every day.
Yeah.
And for me to not train, like it's a big thing.
Yeah.
Like my girl said to me, like it's probably the first rest day I've had in like 5 months.
Really?
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, that's mad.
Yeah.
And how long ago was that?
Man.
How long ago was that?
What?
That you were ill?
It was Monday.
Oh, okay.
Monday. Sunday night it started, but Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
It's been a week, bro. He's been shitty all week.
Yeah.
As well,
should have started moving back.
Bro, I've been next to him.
Get some masks on.
I've been next to him all week, and it's been absolutely.
Yeah, no, I'm joking. Yeah.
Anyway, back to my point. You know how they walk in? It's an open plan. Everyone's ticking. They've got the gym. They've got the PT in there, and like everyone comes to them.
Yeah.
Not only to make some fucking money, have a job, but to also grow as an individual.
Yeah, man.
And they look around their team and it's like, that's my team partner.
Yeah.
That's my, like, and that environment of everybody's here to grow and let's grow the business and feel like connected to the guys at the top, to the bottom, to the cleaners, to whatever it is.
Yeah.
It's like that unity thing. Like, I feel like something like that, to have that is so beautiful.
Massive. And like, I think it also depends on your personality. Like for me, I'm a very social person. I think that's why I've done very well in the agency game as well. Because agency really is like, if you run a dropshipping brand, you just sell a product online. You don't really need, you can chat to suppliers by email. But yeah, it's just numbers, man. You run your ads and it's just numbers like it is until you start to build a bit of a team. But agency is all people. To get clients, you have to convince someone to give you their money. Like that's a hard thing to do, especially, do you know what I mean? So you have to be very personable. And then on the other end, for hiring team members, your product is people. Like you provide a service and the team provide that service. So like, on both sides, there's so many team management skills and people management skills. So, but yeah, for me, very, very sociable. So having like, so it actually happened early this year. Got the business to a point where I was very removed from it. And I kind of wasn't really involved in the service delivery at all. Didn't need to be, because thankfully I've got an amazing team and built an amazing team. But I noticed my motivation just drop. Because I was just not really, I was just kind of like, working on stuff on my own, not really involved in the team, and I was like...
What were you doing in that time then? So, because if you're the guy that's running the ads and you're doing everything, all of a sudden you build this amazing team. Yeah. And you take a step back. Yeah, you said your motivation has dropped, but what were you doing in that time?
So, at the end of last year, me and my COO now, he was like team leader at the time, made a plan to basically double the business, which we did. So, we basically doubled the team in a month in terms of hiring. So we went from like 4 to 8 or something like that.
Good maths.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking, I think it might have gone, it was around that. It might have been 4 to 7 or something. But anyway, we hired 2 new media buyers and a creative strategist at the same time. And I think an editor as well. Yeah, so it would have been 4 to 8. And then at the same time, we weren't onboarding new clients. I was saying no to clients because I was building out, we were getting those guys trained up and I was building out a marketing system so that we could massively push out our marketing, right? And at the same time, some clients naturally left. So I just watched our profit. We just doubled our expenses. Some clients left, and our profit just went whoop. And I was like, okay, like this is getting exciting. And then Jan came around, and my COO was like, bro, we've got the systems. I'm here. I can onboard these clients. You just go get them. I was like, sick. All right, let's do it. So went balls to the wall on that. Onboarded 13 clients in a 30-day period.
Oh, well done. Sick.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Big ones as well?
Yeah. Solid clients. Yeah, solid clients. Some really good ones. 10 of them were in 10 days.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Client a day.
Yeah. And it all went like clockwork, man. Like we just looked at it and we were like, this is so cool. Like the system that we've built, the team we've built, this machine is just operating like clockwork. And we're like, this is perfect. This is so good. And then from there, after that, so that's my main role now is bringing new clients, basically, is the sales and marketing. After that, we were then at capacity again, and we were like, cool, now what do we do? At the same time, I was then out of Dubai, I was in Colombia. So I basically took a bit of a sabbatical, really, because I'd been working 12 hours a day, 6 days a week for 2.5 years.
Like an animal, bro, like a dog.
Yeah, like a dog, man. Barely left my room. And at that point, I was like, right, like, I finally lifted my head up. I was like, right, we're at 7 figures now. We're at capacity. What's the next thing? And I was like, I just need some time to like process what the hell is what, because I was like in this completely new life. Like I was a uni student living in my mum's bedroom, living in my bedroom in my mum's house, put my head down. When I lifted my head up, I was in Dubai with a 7-figure business, and I was like, what do I even do here? Like, what even is this, right?
That's fucking sick, bro.
Well, yeah.
It is sick.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that. so I was in Colombia. So I was like, right, I'm just going to enjoy my time. So I was still working, right? But I was like, I'm going to enjoy. So I did a triathlon in Colombia, went traveling a bit, spent a month in Brazil with my COO because he lives in Brazil. And then that's when we came back and we're like, right, now what's the goal? And now the goal that we're focusing on internally is excellence in the business. So we'd focused on, before that, it was all redlining, growing as fast as we can. And then we got to the point where it's like, cool, now it's time to focus on making this a beautiful, amazing business. Yeah.
It's fucking sick, bro.
Or you. Yeah, you. I know you're looking at yourself right now and you're thinking, why am I not subscribed to the Gooms podcast? Just f***ing do it then. Because it helps the boys out more than you actually know. Peace.
Yeah.
When you said about creating that machine and looking back and being like, yo, this is sick. And I feel like we just had that tweak.
Yeah.
We just had that.
Yeah. Tell me about it.
For the past, we met someone. He's coming on the pod as well. He's supposed to come on the other day, but just a few things happened and it just didn't happen.
He flaked.
No, he didn't flake at all. Just we got there and we were like, it felt rushed. We were like, you know what? Let's chill. We'll chat for a bit.
Easy, yeah.
And we'll get it in. I think we're gonna do it tomorrow morning.
Yeah, good.
But I said to him, I was like, how do we scale? We've been stuck in this position now for the past year. Like we've got to this point and it's like, we're just not doing anything. There's a barrier and we can't get past it.
Yeah.
And he just basically gave us a whole business plan in like 20 minutes. And he was like, this is what you have to do. And like been texting me back and forth. Like, and we've basically started working on it. Basically a system, because before we were slaving away.
Yeah.
Slaving away for hours. Like
we paid for a job, bro. We just paid for a job.
Yeah. That's what I did at the start as well. Yeah.
As opposed to using our entrepreneurial minds and mindset and drive and ambition to scale in the business, we did it to just slaving away. To make sure that the stuff that the business already had was getting done. Yeah,
you just swap one job for another, but the other one is like 10 times more stressful.
So
to be fair, it's still.
Wait, what do you mean? What's more stressful? What's more stressful? Oh, sorry,
running a business. Yeah, running a business.
Even when you are like the one that has to slave away and do like the hard labor. Yeah, you still get the benefits of like being an entrepreneur and having your own business that you can do what you want when you want. And
yeah.
Do you get what I mean?
But you are more of a freelancer at that stage, I'd say.
Yeah. 1000%.
Yeah.
And that's a tough stage.
Literally.
That's a tough stage because you want to work on like the skills of like scaling a business, but you can't because when the work needs to get done, you have to do it, and you can't spend no time on trying to onboard clients, or find out new marketing methods.
At that period, I think time management skill is like the most time management skill, and the ability to recognize what's important is like the how to get past that.
Yeah. I feel like we've got there.
We're just coming into like we're just building the machine.
Sick.
And it's like we're so close to just pressing.
So tell me about your guys' business. What does that look like? Do you have a team? Is it just you two?
Well, for the past year, it's just been us two, but we're building a team.
Nice.
Now we outsource a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
But there's nobody other than us two that is assigned and associated with our business, other than just subcontractors.
Yeah.
We're going to build a team now where basically similar to you, where we just basically move into sales, and we've got this system that operates where everything will funnel from us through to everybody else to get the work done. We'll work on sales, and then he even said like eventually like when everything's comfortable with what you've got on at the moment, so it will be SMM and obviously the content creation. Yeah. When everything's comfortable with that and the machine's ticking, is like moving to something like the CRO or ads like you're doing for business.
And then add to your service.
Yeah.
And then you can obviously add to the value you add to your clients. And your invoice doubles.
Yeah.
Or triples. Or
whatever.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, you guys are in a good position because you two, you've got each other.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So one of you can focus more on the sales, and one of you can still focus on leading the team and building the team. Yeah. So one of you can be operations and one can be sales, and that could works well.
Yeah, bro. We came to Dubai this month thinking that we were going to come and make loads of money. And meet loads of people and be like, fuck it, let's just stay and all of this kind of stuff. But we've come, we've been humbled, we've been inspired, and our eyes have been opened to a greater world. Yeah. And I think we're going to go back, and next year for us, bro, is going to be the biggest game changer. Yeah. And this time next year when we come back to Dubai, things are going to look a whole lot different. Yeah. We'll sit down, we'll run this conversation back, and we'll be like, boys,
do you remember that?
How are you, man? What are you doing?
Yeah.
What are you doing? Shit.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But
100%.
It's an
did
exciting
our first
time.
100K month, bro.
Yeah. I mean, it's fully doable, man.
It's exciting times, and this is the thing. being in and around people that saying to you, it's doable.
Yeah,
this
yeah,
month,
yeah.
next month.
Yeah.
Back home, the guys that are doing good are doing 12 and 13 and 14. And we're like,
yeah, exactly.
that's the limit in our small hometown.
And I remember when I was starting, I came into it very quickly. I didn't really, like a lot of people kind of sort of in the space, so they see a lot of people and they kind of then start to think it's possible. I had no clue. I remember written on my vision board, I was like, I want to make $4,000 a month. That was like on my vision board, it was £4,000 a month. Right?
£1,000 a week. Oh, I'm killing it.
Yeah. Like, I was like, yeah, I'll live an all right life with that. Like I can travel about with that. Like that, I had no idea what was possible. And then I'd see people making like $100,000 a month or whatever, and be like, it felt so far away. That I was like, they must just like be on another level. Like they must just be this like enigma that I'm not. They must just have something that I don't have, right? And it wasn't until I started meeting people, and until I did it myself, but also when I started meeting people, and you're like, hang on, like these guys,
like me.
Yeah, he still fucking spills a bit of coffee on his t-shirt.
Yeah.
Like he's still, and like a lot of them, you'll actually meet and be like, oh, I don't think you're that smart.
Very unimpressive.
Like, yeah, I'm like, I'm smarter than you. Like,
and it's like, how is he doing this? Like,
yeah.
literally.
And it is. It's just like it's the work. It's doing the work that's the most important thing. Like I actually think
the work's never even that hard either.
Nah, it's not. It's actually not. Because bro, like it's completely not. Think about it. Like compare us sat in our room tapping away on a fucking keyboard, compared to like these fucking guys out on oil rigs, like drilling these things, like oil flying everywhere. Like that's fucking hard work. What we do, like we're so lucky to just be doing what we do, tapping away on a keyboard, like, oh yeah, like should I go get a coffee? Like it's not hard. It's just, what people struggle with is like the mental side of focusing on that instead of getting distracted and doing other shit. Like that's what people find hard. The actual work is very easy. Very easy.
Well, you say it all the time.
The hard thing, the work's easy, but the hard thing is just staying consistent, and that's where people fuck up.
Yeah.
As long as you, like, the fundamentals of making money is a very easy thing, but then putting that into practice over a long period of time is the hard thing.
Yeah.
And not many people are willing to do it.
No, like it's no secret. All the information you need is right there on the internet. It's never, ever been easier
to shout his boy
to make money.
ChatGPT, man.
Yeah, man. Get on to ChatGPT. He'll tell you how to make some money.
Have you seen those guys that do like the TikTok series where they'll be like, I'm going to make like $1 million with ChatGPT. And they'll like put the prompt in, like, you're going to help me make, like, I don't know, your name's Adam and you're now my financial advisor and you're going to help me make $1 million over the next however long.
So
and like,
sick,
and it will give them like a step-by-step plan.
Yeah.
And it'll be like a checklist and they tick everything off that they do.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Guarantee it would work. Guarantee. Like it's not complicated and it's not a secret. A lot of people see business and they're like, they'll try and start the first business and they'll be like, I need to do this radical thing. Like, I need to do what Uber did to the taxi industry. And they're trying to think of these crazy apps. Like, what if I make like a delivery app, but that like allows you to fucking, I don't know, do this wild thing. And it's like, nah, bro. Just like find a model that is tried and tested, that works. Like, there are thousands of agencies who do what we do. We just do it slightly better, or well, very better in a lot of cases. But in terms of the top people, just slightly better. Our marketing is better. I've got my own personal touch in there. Like that's all you need to do to make a bit of money.
But bro, even if it wasn't slightly better, even if you were just in there locked
in, even if you were just in there with the average,
you will still do 10K a month.
You would 100% still do 10K a month.
And to some people, that's like, wow.
Yeah, exactly. Like not everyone needs to run a fucking 7-figure business. Yeah. Like there are lots of downsides to it as well. It is a lot more stressful. But like,
what are the downsides, bro?
There's high pressure, which you have to be a right type of person to be able to handle that pressure. So like you have a lot of expenses each month. You have a lot of people who rely on you, right? If it's just you, which you alone as a freelancer, you can make 10 grand a month. The only people you have to worry about are your clients. But like if you go, I'm going to take a little bit of time off, I'm not going to sign some more clients, like no one is negatively affected apart from yourself. Whereas if you have a team and you start doing that and you get it to a point where you have to lay people off or you can't pay people or whatever,
tough.
Then like we've never been there, but there is the added pressure for that, which I think a lot of people might not be suited to.
You just said about laying people off, and I want to pull the conversation back about 20 minutes. And you said we had to get rid of some people because of ChatGPT.
Yeah.
As a young dude, an entrepreneurial dude, bringing people in that are building your baby, what is letting somebody go like when they don't necessarily deserve it, if that makes sense.
Yeah, so that's more difficult than like if someone's fucking up and they're just not doing what you're doing, it's very easy to just be like, bro, you're a loser, like get off the team. Like what are you doing, right? Compared to, in that case, this was actually a girl and she was great. She was actually really, really good. But like, for example, if it's a loser who's just not doing what you should be doing and he's just taking a piss, and I'd have no problem being like, mate, like get out, like there's the notice. Like I'm not giving you any extra notice, any extra time than you need because you're just being an idiot and you shouldn't be on the team. Like get out. Whereas this girl, she was great. So I was like, listen, like this is what the notice should be according to the contract, but I'm happy to give you as much time as you need until you find a role. Happy to support you. And then I was like, I also asked around in all my network and found her a place at a really good agency of someone that I knew, and now she's super happy there.
Oh, okay.
So like,
well done.
Oh,
yeah.
Well done, bro. Round of applause for Ciaran.
Nah, you got to look after people, right? Like, and the thing is, you never know.
The world will reward you for that, bro.
It will. I always say this. Like, you need to just give, and you cannot measure what will come back. It always does.
Hormozy says it. It's like all you can do is just be a nice person.
Yeah,
just be a nice person all the time. Be good, and it's like something good's gonna happen to you eventually.
Yeah, man.
If you keep getting fucked.
Well, like people overcomplicate business, and really, it's just life. Like our entire society is built around trade of value.
I love how expressionate he is. It's like, you're like me on steroids right now. Like just everywhere.
Yeah.
Sorry, carry on.
I love it. But our entire society is built on trade of value. Like that is it. You feel like it's not, but it is. Like the reason you love your mum so much is because she's looked after you your entire life, right? If your mum didn't look after you and she deserted you, you probably wouldn't love her, right? And it's the same thing, and that's all it is. The same with friendships, like the friendships you have, like the friendships you two have, you get stuff from each other. And a lot of people are like, oh, but that sounds transactional. But like, that's just life. It doesn't have to be transactional. Like
it's a value exchange.
It is. All relationships are value exchange. So that's all business is, and that's all life is. And if you can find a way to give value to people, if you can make them feel good, if you can help them, support them in what they do.
It's as simple as that, bro.
It is.
Make them feel good.
It's always going to come back. A lot of people are like, how do I make money? But it's like, well, no, how do I help people? Like, how can I help them solve a problem or feel better or save their time or help them make more money?
And then they'll pay me.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, bro. It is very simple, and it's a lovely way that you've put it. And I hope everybody at home can like take that and really like digest it and apply it to themselves.
Yeah.
Even just in your normal job.
Yeah.
Being a better person will naturally give you, like the world will give you rewards for that.
Yeah. I guarantee if you schedule out your calendar and if you put 10% of your time to just sitting down and thinking, how can I help the people around me? Like, especially people who you want to associate with or be around, right? Let's say there's a high-level entrepreneur and you think, oh, I feel like he could help me. If you just sit down and go, what does this guy need? How can I help him? I guarantee if you go and help him, he's going to want to help you back and you'll become friends, right? And if you do the same, even outside of entrepreneurship and all that stuff, you just do the same with the people around you, with your friends, with your family. How can I help them? What do they need right now? What can I give to them? Guarantee your relationship's going to become so much stronger. Yeah. So much stronger.
100%, bro. I know H has probably been itching to ask you about it, but you did an Olympic Ironman. We spoke briefly about it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna kind of let you take control on this because I know you
yeah.
But like, go on.
I know that we spoke about it briefly, bro. But what was it like actually doing a triathlon? Obviously, it's something that I want to do. I know a few people that have done it.
Yeah. It was so sick. So
is it tough.
Yes.
Yeah. To what extent? Because I feel like I'm not taking anything away from what you do.
Yeah.
Well, from what you did.
Yeah.
But I spoke to, obviously, I know people that have done like Ironmans and stuff like that. And that is just absurd, doing that type of distance, like a full Ironman.
Yeah, but 12 plus hours.
Is it?
It's crazy, yeah.
Of just brutality.
Yeah.
But the people that I know that have done like an Olympic distance Ironman, they just say like it's very similar to doing like maybe like three quarters of like a marathon.
Yeah.
You just get it done.
Yeah, I'd probably say the same. So I think the hard thing is the prep. The preparation's so much harder because it's 3 sports, right? Especially if you're trying to run a business and you're moving about a bit. Like I hopped on something stupid like 14 planes within the 2 months before the triathlon. So I was trying to bike everywhere I landed. I was trying to find a swimming pool to swim in. I was trying to find a bike. I remember doing like 3 hours on a static bike in the gyms, and that was like the training. I was like, this is so boring, but good for the mental training. So it's definitely the prep that's hard. in your first triathlon, it's kind of chill because you have no...
There's no expectation.
There's no expectation.
Yeah.
Like if you go in and get a good time, then the second one is where the pressure's on because you can't get a worse time, right? And so the first one is a bit more chill, and it's very hard to know how to pace yourself because you swim and then you bike and then you run. So in the swim, you just go all out, right? And I remember being absolutely knackered after the swim.
The bare people like kicking you and shit.
Yeah, people like, especially when you're starting, people like pulling you.
Really?
Yeah, it gets a bit weird. Yeah.
To be fair, that would probably be me. But what the fuck?
Yeah. Well, the funny thing is, so like, you know about slipstreaming, right? So when you're on the bike, you can slipstream, which is where you go behind someone and then it removes like something stupid, like 30-40% of the energy that you need to do to maintain that pace.
Really?
Yeah.
For the aerodynamics.
Exactly, yeah.
It's when they ride in groups, they'll be in like a
line,
and then one will go to the back. And
exactly, yeah, because the guy at the front is getting pummeled with the wind and he's knackered, so they'll all take it in turns. In an Ironman, that's banned. You can't do it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because one, because of the energy assistance, right? But the other one is because danger. It's super dangerous. You're like, the wheels are like this.
Yeah.
And if you clip and you fall off, you're going like 40 miles an hour or whatever, like it's super dangerous. And it causes a pile up and everyone's falling off. It's mad, right? So that's banned. But in the swimming, that's also a thing. Slipstream is also a thing in a swim. Yeah, because you're breaking the water. So you have like the wake behind you.
So like, when a boat goes and you see the bit behind it where it opens up.
Exactly,
and
yeah.
if you're on a jet ski, like...
You can go faster.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
That's exactly the concept. And you can do that in the swim. So I was doing that in the swim, and it was pretty funny actually, because you swim in and like there's two benefits of it. One, you go faster, but two, you don't need to watch where you're going. Because if you can just keep with the guy in front, because that's the hard thing about swimming, your head's in the water. And so like you see so many people that just swim like this instead of swimming straight.
I did it the other day.
Yeah, man, you end up in the middle of fucking nowhere if you're not looking at where you're going.
You goggled up, by the way, you are, right?
Yeah, you have goggles. Yeah, you have goggles. Yeah.
You're going to swim in open water without goggles.
Well, I don't know. It depends. I don't know. It'd be tough, innit? But you can't imagine you just get off and you just...
Yeah.
You have to wear like a
hat.
Swimming hat.
The hat, the goggles.
The wetsuit.
Yeah. So ours, we didn't have a wetsuit in ours.
Why?
Because it was Colombia. It's too hot.
Oh, Speedos.
Yeah. Nah, so you're in a what's called in Spanish it was a tree suite. I assume it's called a tri-suit. Yeah, tri-suit. Yeah. Which is like a skin tight thing, shorts and top. So you swim in that, and then you get straight off. You get in the bike. You do the whole thing in it. You swim, bike, run in that. And I was swimming, and I was like, so I could know where I was going, I was just constantly touching the people's feet in front of me. So they're swimming, and there's this guy behind them touching their feet, and they'll be like, "Who the fuck is this? Like, get off my feet!" But I'm just there, like, tickling away, like, "No, I'm following you, bro. Like, you can lead, otherwise I'm gonna swim off to the middle of nowhere." Like, yeah, it was sick.
I want to do one. I actually do want to do. I want to do half Ironman.
Yeah, bro, that's a big commitment. So what's that? That's
70.3 miles whole distance.
Yeah, so is it 3K swim?
Yeah, 3K swim, 90
bike, 20K run.
Yeah, half marathon.
The half marathon, yeah. Yeah, that's big, yeah.
It's a fucking serious race, man.
Yeah.
It's just long, innit?
Yeah.
The worst part about it is the training and actually doing it. The best part about doing any of these like races and the competitions or anything is getting to tell people that be an Ironman or some shit.
Yeah. Well, bro, the event is so sick as well. It's so fucking sick. Like,
there are people there.
Yeah, and because it's an Ironman, there's a lot of money that goes into it.
Yeah.
So it's a very good event.
Wait, when you cross the finish line, they say you're an Ironman. You're doing that distance as well.
So yeah. So it says Ironman on the side. It's like it is Ironman.
No, on the microphone, like when you see, like when they do the full Ironmans, they'd be like, "Ciaran, you are an Ironman."
Oh, okay. No, I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
No. I mean, it was in Spanish.
Unless they did it. Ciaran, Ironman.
Well, it's funny in the. Like, I've got a video of me crossing the line. You hear the guy just being like, "Ciaran Finn." I can't say my name. It's pretty funny, yeah. Yeah, it's class. And then afterwards, there's ice baths. Like, everyone treats you like an athlete. It's not like you do a random run on the weekend and it's like, all right, nice one, mate. See you later.
That's the best thing about doing these races, man. Like, even there's like a local half marathon that I did in Worcester recently. That's where we're from. And it's like you feel like an actual athlete, like crowds, everybody's screaming and shouting for you. It's sick, bro. Bro,
it was so sick. Like, I remember running, so the run at the end, it was through, so in Cartagena in Colombia, that was where it was. It's
wait, say that again?
Cartagena.
Oh, shit. This guy fucks. Cartagena.
It's like an old town. So it was like an old, it's where the Spanish, It was like an important part of the geographical location for like invasions and shit. So it's where the Spanish, they had all cannons along the edge. It's like this old colonial style town, right?
Cool as fuck.
Yeah, super cool. And then they closed all the town, and that was where it was. So we were running through this old town. It was sick. But it's people in the streets with ice packs and with like giving you ice, and you're shoving this ice down your top, and like they're running and they're squeezing like cold water over you. Like it's sick. It's sick.
That's the best part. Cool. People like handle out sweets and stuff like
that. Yeah. Free gels. Like people running alongside you, like, come on, let's do it.
That's my first race I did. I took like bare gels with me, but then everybody's fucking stood on every corner with gels.
Yeah.
And shit. I was like, didn't need any of this.
That's everyone says like nutrition is so important, and everyone says don't fucking do anything new right before you race, but everyone doesn't follow it, including me. So
to be fair, I did. I didn't do one thing that was new. I just stuck with my gels every 5K.
Yeah, good.
Water.
Do that, yeah. Because for me, the day before, so you have to carb load, right? But you also have to electrolyte load. So you have to stock up on electrolytes as well. But I went a little bit overboard on that, I think. Because then the day before, I basically had ruthless diarrhea. Like the worst, like I've never had it like that in my life. It was like pure liquid. All day. Nice. Yeah. Getting graphic.
Hope everybody at home is visualizing pure liquid coming out of Ciaran's arse.
Get it nice and visual, right? All day. So I felt like absolute shit. And then the next morning, the race was at like 5:30 a.m. or something like that. Yeah. Woke up, I was up at like 3:30. I went to the toilet 4 times before the race. Every time it was like that. And I was like, bro, like, am I actually going to shit myself in this race?
I was just about to ask you.
Yeah, I was like, am I going to shit myself? Thankfully, it didn't. Got to like 3 kilometers left on the run, and I was like, oh my God, like, it's coming in.
There's nothing worse than when you run and you need a shit.
Yeah.
It's
And
the most horrible feeling.
Yeah, and I was like, I cannot shit myself here. So I like that.
All in his tight suit and that.
Yeah, man. So that was like the main thing going through my head in the last 3 kilometers. It wasn't like finish the race. It was like, don't fucking shit yourself. Like I was just like squeezing like, don't fucking shit yourself. Like get over this line, like, and then go to the toilet.
Wait, what was the distance of the Olympic triathlon again?
1.5k swim, 40k bike, 10k run.
10k run. Yeah.
That's 1.5k.
That's like a nice distance, though.
It's nice, yeah.
1.5k swim for me is crazy, bro.
You say that though, but it's just because you don't swim.
Yeah.
Like to me, like before
I didn't swim.
Before I did a marathon, I couldn't even think of running like 20k. I was like, what? I'm gonna run like further than like 15. Like, I've never run that far before.
Yeah,
do it, and then it becomes normal.
Yeah. So I remember I started swimming like I'd swam as a kid, right, in school and stuff. I started like training swimming like 2 months before the triathlon, something like that, 2-3 months before. And yeah, I couldn't swim more than 200 meters.
It's a different ball game swimming, isn't it? It actually is a different ball game than anything else.
It's totally
cycling, I feel like, I know that I can hop on a bike and I could run like, I know I could cycle 100k like, not like the most insanely comfortable, but like I know that I could do it.
You can get through it.
Yeah, I know that for a fact.
Yeah.
A run, I know that I could probably go and run like a 60k ultra if I
just push, you're gonna be fucking dead.
I push through it, but swim, like I thought I'd be alright, and I tried doing some lengths in the pool.
Bro,
I was like, fucking
it is different. Yeah. It is different, and then you can get good at a pool. So I ended up doing the 1.5k in a pool, which is fucking God knows how many laps, like back and forth, like just constant laps. And then I was like, right, now I've got to do it in open water. It's totally different. Because when you're in a pool, you reach the other side and you jump, you push off. Whereas in open water, you just open. And it's cold or it's salty, there's waves, and like you're in the middle. So it's like, if you do struggle, you're like, I'm just in the middle, like you can't go anywhere. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? So you have to get used to like going on your back if you need to have a rest.
Did you do that?
In the triathlon, no. But I did a lot of breaststroke.
Right.
So that's the other thing. A lot of people in the first one, they're like, no, have to only do front crawl. And that's what like the trainers were telling me. And I was like, I do like 400 meters of front crawl, and I'd be like, I'm absolutely gassed. Like I just can't do it. But I was like, but I can just front crawl and then switch to breaststroke. And I did that, and I probably breaststroked slightly more than a front crawl. Then I still placed like slap bang in the middle out of my age range, which is going to be a reasonably fit age range. And a lot of that was breaststroke, because you can breaststroke pretty fast if you proper fucking go for it.
How did you get for the run?
Time.
Yeah.
Like an hour.
An hour?
Yeah, it's slow, yeah.
That is pretty slow.
Yeah. It's very slow, yeah.
Just think Mike, my boy Mike, when he did his Olympic triathlon, he got his 10k PB when he did his
Olympic
triathlon.
On
it's something
adrenaline,
like 47 mins.
Yeah, that's impressive, yeah.
was like, fucking hell.
Yeah,
I was like,
yeah.
as if you did that, I was like, nah, I have to beat you. I have to actually beat you now.
Nah, so for me, pacing was definitely, this is what I mean about pacing. So like, if you run a half marathon or a marathon, like, you're just running. So you know your pace, you know what pace you're on, you know what time you're going to get. I had no clue. I didn't even know what time I got in the swim. I didn't know what time I got on the bike. I was just doing it.
Take into considerations the
transitions. Yeah. So we trained transitions as well, me and my mates. We practiced, and transitions were all right. They were like a minute and a half for the first one and like 2 for the second one, which is okay.
It's crazy that they even time those and they put you in a leaderboard for your transition, in it.
Yeah. As in like switching from the swim to the bike and then bike to the run. But yeah, like I remember I was just so concerned about killing myself and not being able to finish. I was like, I just want to finish. So on the bike, I was going chill because I was like, I don't want to completely burn out and not finish. And when I was running, I kind of got lost and I didn't really know what kilometer is that. I was like, I don't know how far it is to the end because I don't want to fucking go for it.
Have you Garmin on?
I did, yeah, but I kept forgetting to do the, like, so I put it on triathlon mode and I'd forget to do the transition. So I'd be like, I'd do it halfway through and I'm like, all right, so I've probably ran 2 kilometers. So like, it's on 0 now. So I'm like, add it up. But yeah, so then like I got to the end and I was like, oh fuck, that's the finish line. So like, if you see me in the video, I'll just sprint over the finish line because I was absolutely like fine. And I finished and I'm like, yeah, like fine. Like I was just dancing normal because like I completely paced myself so wrong. Went so slow. Could have gone way faster.
Live and you learn though, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Do another one.
I would, but not anytime soon.
So time consuming training for one of these things.
That's it. I'd consider doing I'd consider doing a marathon.
Bro, I promise you, it's just as time consuming, if not more.
Yeah.
My pal Mike, who I'm going back to because we did the marathon together.
Yeah.
Like, and he was training for an Olympic triathlon. Like, during like he'd been training for that for like a year.
Yeah.
And the marathon was like in between it. And then I think the Olympic triathlon was like 3 weeks before or something, 4 weeks before.
Yeah.
And he he said like once he started training for the marathon, like he literally had like no life. He was like, it's just as much work. Like me, I was doing like 4 runs a week. Like my run on a Sunday would be like 3 to 4 hours.
Yeah.
Like I promise you, bro, it's just as time consuming.
And that's
on top of you want to stay in good physical shape as well. Like,
exactly.
So you're gonna lift weights. It's gonna be time consuming.
Exactly. And like right now, I'm really enjoying gym. So I'm mainly doing a lot of calisthenics, but I do a little bit of like gym and weights as well, and then boxing as well. Really enjoying those two. And I know if I did want to go and sign up to a marathon, most of that would have to get cut.
You do a half. Half's a nice distance. Actually,
yeah. Like. So I don't really train that much triathlon stuff now anymore. But like, if I go out, I can still just easily go and run like 12K.
I was just about to say, like, why do you have to have a race? Like, why can't you just go with the flow and just like?
No, the races
like you man,
they do
like,
make it fun, don't they?
Yeah.
For me, it's like I'm not really a fitness advocate. Like he loves it. I don't. That's just one thing that I have to tick off in the day to say I did it and then it's next.
Yeah.
So like having like something that's like, oh, I need a race or I need a date to get ready for and all that stuff. It's like,
it's nothing.
Cheers, lad.
Sorry, bro. I've been doing that. I've done all right. I've
you've been going the other side, all right. They're not.
Cheers, lad.
Because I was already facing this way.
But anyway, on the topic of me not really liking fitness, I want to switch it back to just some finance stuff before we finish off.
Yeah, man, let's do it. Yeah.
I want to ask you, when was that moment where you were like, shit, I'm doing it? Like, when was that financial moment when you were like, fuck, like, I don't need to think about money anymore. I can go and get, I don't know, a nice car. I can get my mom a really great handbag for Christmas, or I can, whatever that thing is for you.
Get a tri-bike and not worry about it.
Fuck off with your tri-bike.
No, it's true. They're expensive.
They are expensive. Yeah.
But what was that moment for you? And then if you're happy to share, what was the figure as well?
So for me, it happened very, very, very late on, actually. I don't know what it was. I remember making like, the business was doing like 40 grand a month. And I remember still not taking anything. I didn't pay myself anything.
Being broke, yeah.
Yeah, like not taking anything out, just leaving it all in. I think that's the right way to do it. Because then I had no problems investing back into masterminds and consulting. I've spent over 100 grand at this point on consulting, coaching, mentorships, all this stuff, right?
Best investment you'll ever make.
Best investment you'll ever make. Yeah, 100%. If I was spending my money buying shit, probably wouldn't have had as much of a desire to do that, because I would have been like, no, I want that money for something else. So it's very, very recently, to be fair, very recently. And I don't really spend that much of my money. The biggest thing that I've invested in recently is, or I'm going through the process of investing in now, is I'm actually buying a house from my dad, because my dad wanted to downsize. And I was like, sweet.
So for your dad or from your dad?
From my dad.
Right.
Yeah. So I'm buying my dad's house because he wanted to downsize. Might have been a bit difficult to sell it because it needs a lot of work doing. And I was like, cool, I'll just buy it. I'll do it up and I can have it as a property and rent it out. So it kind of works both ways. And then that kind of stuff is what I've spent my money on, really. So my great uncle, he's 86 or so, and he was recently in a credit card scam, so he didn't have any money, and he lives over in the US. And we're doing a lot for Christmas this year, and he couldn't afford to come over. So I was like, listen, I'll pay for your and your wife's flights. Come on over, no hassle, don't worry.
Sick.
Yeah.
It's those little things that are just like,
yeah.
just
I think like things that make it special.
You know, when you work so hard,
yeah,
and you can just do that for somebody you care about.
Yeah.
For me, that's the special shit.
100%, man. Like 100%. Other thing I did is just booked a huge villa in Spain for the family to go on holiday, so we can all go on holiday together in August. Because I was like, I love family time. I want to get this organised. I'm the one pushing it. I'm going to pay for the villa. Like, don't worry, I've got this villa. And like, that kind of shit will make it so much. It brings so much more fulfillment and value. Yeah. And then after doing that, I used to think, yeah, it'd be cool to help family and stuff like that. After doing that, it's then given me massive more motivation in the business, because when you make money, you very quickly reach a point where you're like, why do I need to make more money? Like,
I've got.
It's like, I can live in Dubai, I can do the cool shit. Like, all right, yeah. Do I want to massively increase my earnings so I can like buy a villa here or buy a yacht? And it's like, is that really going to do that much for me? Don't know, really. Whereas like having that, and then discovering that, it's like I knew it was there, but doing it and then being like, oh fuck, this actually does make me feel so good. It feels so good to help provide for my family and help the people that I love.
And how do I level that up?
Yeah, now that's like, okay, yeah, now I've got a lot of motivation to make more money, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I fucking love that, bro.
Yeah, it's sick.
And it was a great answer.
Yeah.
And you didn't answer it.
So remind me of the question. So what actually was the question?
When did it feel like you?
When was that it moment?
Okay, so when was that it moment?
It was a great answer.
Yeah,
though.
no,
Yes, yeah. So yeah, thank you. Yeah, you will have to rein me in and get me on track quite a bit.
Okay,
I do like to go off on tangents.
It's okay, brother.
Even when I came to Dubai, I didn't have that. I wasn't spending any money. It's probably very, very recently, actually. Recently, when I was able to be like, yeah, you know what, I can buy this house. Like, and I was like, oh fuck yeah, like I can actually use this money that I have. Like, I can buy this house, right? And then, to be fair, yeah, then at that point, I was like, cool. I noticed I started going shopping a lot. I was like buying clothes and buying like a nice pair of Prada sunglasses, like buying stuff. Overall, it's still way less than I spent on the family stuff. But I started buying stuff, and I was like, yeah, that's cool. But then I was like, okay, like not really.
Don't do anything for you.
Yeah, like, you know, I like to have nice stuff and nice clothes. I think that's fine, but I think that's always going to be such a small percent of what I earn. Because like you say, like it's cool and it's fun, but it doesn't bring anywhere near the level of satisfaction.
Can I ask you something?
Yeah.
It'll just be good because it'll be clickbait for the trailer. What's the most that you've ever done in a month? If you don't want to answer that.
Yeah. What, revenue?
Yeah.
130 it was. 130 grand.
Fucking hell.
Yeah.
Serious.
Yeah.
Well done, bro.
Thank you, man. Yeah.
Genuinely.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, I've really, really enjoyed this episode. Before we do round off, I do want to say, for you to give a message to the people listening, to somebody that's in the car right now, that's in the gym, that's just listening to this podcast, and they want to make a difference.
Yeah.
What would you say to that person?
Grow some balls.
Damn right.
Yeah.
I love that shit.
Grow some balls. Accept that it's not going to be easy. Accept that you're going to have to piss people off or go against what all your mates are doing and things like that. It has to be done. Accept that you're going to have to sacrifice and lock yourself away in your room for a significant amount of time. But I guarantee if you can do that and not stop, the rewards will be there on the other side. 100%.
Fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Wicked, bro.
Ciaran, thank you so much for your time, brother.
Welcome, man. Thank you for having me on.
It's cool, bro.
Yeah.
And to all the listeners at home, you know the score, man. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Turn that bell notification on so you get notified every time we release a podcast. And we'll see you all next week.
Love. We'll catch you later, man.
Push!